Welcome to News on Face. You're watching top news of the day. India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar has made a strong and clear statement about India and US trade relations. He said that whatever happens, India and the US will definitely have a trade understanding, but that understanding must respect India's bottom lines and red lines. These comments came while the President Donald Trump administration in the US continues to push India to open its markets more for American goods. Let's understand what exactly Jaishankar meant by these red lines and why this is becoming a key moment in India US relations. October 5th on Sunday, Jaishankar was speaking at the Kultia Economic Conclave in New Delhi. He said, whatever happens, India and the US will have a trade understanding, but it must be one where red lines are respected. By red lines, he meant that India is not ready to negotiate or compromise on certain sensitive areas, especially those related to agriculture and dairy. India believes that giving easy access to foreign players in these sectors could hurt Indian farmers who form the backbone of the country's economy. And as all we know, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has already made it clear that he will protect Indian farmers at any cost. The fear is that if India opens up its market too much, cheap American dairy and farm products could flood the Indian market, creating huge problems for local farmers. Jaishankar said that in any agreement, there are things you can negotiate and there are things you can't. He added that India is very clear about what can be discussed and what cannot. So India's stand is firm. Trade is welcome, but not at any cost of Indian interests. So let's talk about what exactly Jaishankar have been spoken. Jaishankar also spoke about the ongoing tariffs issues between the two countries. He said that both sides have been talking since March 2025, but they haven't yet reached a landing ground. A common agreement. They haven't reached any common agreement. Because of this delay, the United States has imposed extra tariffs on Indian goods. He mentioned a 25% of reciprocal tariff and another 25% penalty tariff linked to India's continued purchase of oil from Russia. Jaishankar called these penalties is very unfair. He pointed out that even countries that have a more negative relationship with Russia, especially in Europe, are still buying Russian energy, but they haven't been punished like India has. So now let's discuss about US point of view. On the other side, the US Commerce Secretary Howard gave a tough message last week. He said, if you want to sell to the US consumer, you've got to play ball with the President of the United States. In simple way, he meant that if India wants to trade with the US, it must agree to American terms. He also said that India should open its markets and stop buying oil from Mexico. Howard's turn was seen as very aggressive, and many experts said it showed Washington's frustration with India's independent policy choices. President Donald Trump has been sending mixed messages about India. At the United Nations, he accused India and China of funding Russia's war in Ukraine. But in other meetings, he called Prime Minister Narendra Modi a good friend. At the same time, Trump has been seen getting closer to Pakistan, and some reports say he hopes to win a Nobel Peace Prize for his claimed role in the ceasefire after Operation Sindoor. Many in India believe that Trump's tariffs aggression is partly due to India's refusal to accept outside pressure on issues like sovereignty and foreign policy. Jaishankar also made an important border point. He said that the world is becoming more turbulent with countries like the US turning inward looking, focusing more on their own interests. For India, he said that challenge is not only to defend its interest abroad, but also to grow stronger at home. He said the answer for more difficult world is not just outside. A large part of that answer is inside. The statement clearly refers to India's Made in India or Swadeshi approach, promoting local production and self reliance, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been strongly supporting through the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. So, finally, India and the US are both trying to move forward with the trade deal. But India has drawn its red lines, especially on agriculture and dairy. The US wants greater market access while India is calling the current tariffs unfair. Talks are still going on, but a final deal might take more time. Jaishankar's message was clear and confident that India wants fair trade, not one-sided trade. He reminded that world that India's sovereignty and farmers' future are non-negotiable. So that's all for today's update on the India-US trade talks. Thank you.